Chelsea managed to narrowly beat Leicester City 1-0 at Stamford Bridge, but their performance was far from convincing. Marc Cucurella's second-half goal made the difference, while Cole Palmer missed a penalty in a frustrating match. Cole Palmer's perfect 12 penalty record in the Premier League finally ended. Mads Hermansen successfully thwarted the playmaker's execution, which made Chelsea have to work harder to win. Chelsea appeared with dominant ball possession, but their game rhythm seemed slow and boring. Several times the supporters booed the players' decisions who were reluctant to attack quickly. Enzo Maresca's strategy, which emphasized patience in building attacks, began to be questioned. Ruud van Nistelrooy changed tactics by using 3 defenders for the first time since coaching Leicester. However, their defense remained fragile and failed to stop Cucurella's goal. Leicester are now still languishing in the relegation zone. In addition, after 14 weeks out due to injury, Wesley Fofana finally returned to the field. Although still looking awkward, the French defender received a standing ovation when he was substituted in the second half. Chelsea have now moved into the top 4, but their form is still far from the standards of the champions. Can Maresca turn things around before it's too late? Reece James was not included in Chelsea's squad against Leicester City in the FA Cup. But don't worry, it wasn't due to injury. The Blues captain actually played the full game in the Conference League match against Copenhagen, even playing as a central midfielder, a new experiment from Enzo Maresca. However, the day before the match against Leicester, James was reported to have a fever and felt unwell. Chelsea decided not to include him in the squad. The good news is, this is not a new injury, so he still has a chance to return in the near future. Instead, Wesley Fofana was included in the squad and played as a right back, replacing the still injured Malo Gusto. Meanwhile, Maresca seems to be seriously considering James as a midfielder in the future. He even admitted that he had imagined this position since he first arrived at Chelsea, inspired by James's performance when he was loaned to Wigan. This change could be the beginning of a new era for James at Stamford Bridge. Will this experiment continue? Let's wait and see. John Terry has given his views on the 2025 Club World Cup, which will see the Blues take part in an expanded 32-team tournament. Chelsea qualified for the tournament after winning the 2021 Champions League. They will be in Group C alongside Lyon, Mexico, Flamengo, Brazil, and Esperance de Tunis, Tunisia. The tournament will be held in the United States from June 14th to July 15th, 2025. Terry admits the busy schedule could be a challenge, especially if Chelsea reach the Conference League final at the end of May. However, he sees the tournament as a great opportunity for the team to gain experience and win trophies. I like the format. It gives teams from all over the world the chance to compete against the top clubs. Chelsea have a big squad, so we can take a lot of players there. The season is long, but it's still important to win trophies, said Terry. For Terry, Chelsea should always play in big competitions like the Champions League, and the Club World Cup could be a chance for them to prove themselves. Despite facing tough opponents, Chelsea still has the ambition to return home with the championship trophy. Can Enzo Maresca bring Chelsea to glory in America? Kobbie Mainoo's future at Manchester United is increasingly uncertain. According to new reports, the talented young midfielder is set to reject the club's offer of a new contract. Mainoo, who is currently out with a calf injury, has become a key player for United at the age of 19. However, the club are under financial pressure and see the sale of the academy graduate as a quick way to make a profit. Chelsea were interested in signing him in January, but United's £70 million asking price was too high. Now, the situation has changed drastically, with Mainoo reportedly keen on a move abroad, although no foreign clubs have been named in the report. Mainoo is currently on £20k per week wages, well below what he wants, around £180k per week. Manchester United are still hoping to keep him, but if they fail to do so, they will again put a £70 million price tag on him. Chelsea could take advantage of this situation, but they will have to compete with clubs outside England who may be a priority for Mainoo. If he does leave, losing this talented player would be a huge blow for Manchester United. The Victor Osimhen transfer saga is heating up again. The Nigerian striker is set to leave Galatasaray at the end of the season, with Manchester United and Chelsea in the hunt. Osimhen failed to make moves to PSG and Chelsea last summer due to his high transfer fee. However, this time his release clause is only around 70 million euros, making him an attractive target for Premier League clubs. Arsenal are also in talks, but Mikel Arteta is prioritizing Benjamin Sesko, Ollie Watkins, and Alexander Isak. Meanwhile, Manchester United see Osimhen as a solution to their blunt attack this season. Unlike Victor Gyökeres, who is reluctant to move to Old Trafford because he is not playing in the Champions League, Osimhen does not see that as an obstacle. However, Manchester United must resolve financial and PSR regulatory issues before they can complete this transfer. Chelsea are also on alert, especially if they fail to bring in another striker. Who will win the Osimhen race? United, Chelsea, or someone else who comes in at the last minute? Chelsea are getting serious in their hunt for a new centre-back. The London club have now made David Hancko from Feyenoord their main target to strengthen their backline this summer. The Slovakian player was previously more linked with Serie A clubs, but is now on the radar of Chelsea, Tottenham, Atletico Madrid, and Juventus. According to Team Talk, Chelsea have made initial contact to gather more information about Hancko. However, they must face stiff competition from Atletico Madrid, who have even started preparing official negotiations with Feyenoord. Feyenoord themselves will not let go of their players for a cheap price. The Eredivisie club has set a minimum price of 50 million euros, and that is a crucial factor in negotiations this summer. Chelsea do need a quality defender to strengthen their backline, which has often had problems this season. However, are they ready to compete with Atletico and Juventus to get Hancko's signature? Let's wait for further developments. Chelsea managed to secure a narrow 1-0 victory over Leicester City at Stamford Bridge. Marc Cucurella's single goal brought the Blues back into the top 4 of the Premier League. So, how did Chelsea's players perform in this match? Here are the full ratings. Robert Sanchez, 7.8. The Spanish goalkeeper performed solidly with several important saves that kept Chelsea's goal safe. His ball distribution was also quite good throughout the match. Wesley Fofana, 7.3. Returned from injury and immediately played as a starter. Appeared quite stable, although not too involved in attacks. Tosin Adarabioyo, 7.4. Almost scored an own goal after his header hit his own crossbar. However, he still showed composure in the back line. Levi Colwill, 7.8. Strong in aerial duels and read the game well. Showed maturity as Chelsea's main centre-back. Marc Cucurella, 8.3. The winning hero. His goal from outside the penalty box in the second half was the only difference in this match. Also solid in defense. Moises Caicedo, 8.6. Man of the match. His dominance in midfield was very noticeable. He was diligent in winning the ball and providing balance in Chelsea's game. Enzo Fernandez, 8.4. His vision was extraordinary. He controlled the tempo of the game and often passed the ball to the front line accurately. Jadon Sancho, 8. Active on the right wing, winning a penalty after being brought down by an opponent. Unfortunately, Palmer's penalty failed to become a goal. Cole Palmer, 7. Involved in many attacks, but failed to capitalize on a penalty that could have put Chelsea ahead earlier. Christopher Nkunku, 6.8. Less prominent in this match. Some of his movements were quite troublesome, but he was less effective in finishing. Pedro Neto, 7.3. His mobility is very good, often putting pressure on Leicester's defense. However, he didn't get many clear chances. Chelsea are reportedly still monitoring the situation of Kobbie Mainoo, Manchester United's young midfielder. However, there is no certainty whether the Blues will really try to recruit him this summer. Previously, Chelsea were linked with Mainoo and Alejandro Garnacho in January, but no agreement was made. Now, with Manchester United's financial situation affected by the profit and sustainability rules, there is a possibility that they will have to sell players. Chelsea are interested, but are not ready to pay the £70 million price that United are asking. Mainoo himself wants to stay at Old Trafford, and United's new manager, Ruben Amorim, also wants to keep him. With the price too high and Mainoo's desire to stay, Chelsea are likely to withdraw from this pursuit. However, the situation could change if United have difficulty extending his contract, which has 2 years left. Chelsea will continue to monitor developments, but this transfer seems unlikely to happen this summer. Chelsea and Manchester City must bite their fingers in the hunt for Jeremy Monga, Leicester City's talented young striker. Ruud van Nistelrooy confirmed that his club will do everything they can to retain the 15-year-old player. Monga, who has played in the U21 team and regularly trains with the first team, has attracted the attention of big Premier League clubs. Even so, Van Nistelrooy is sure that the player will stay. "We have big plans for him. He will be part of our pre-season because we see him as a player who can make a quick impact," said Van Nistelrooy. Monga is currently still in full-time education, so his involvement in the first team is limited. However, Leicester have already made plans for him next season. Will Chelsea and Man City give up or come back with a more attractive offer? Let's just wait and see how the transfer progress develops. Chelsea are reportedly ready to let Enzo Fernandez leave this summer, with Real Madrid the frontrunners in the race for the Argentine midfielder. Los Blancos are targeting Enzo as a potential replacement for Eduardo Camavinga, who is being eyed by Manchester City. Chelsea initially signed Enzo from Benfica for 121 million euros, but are now willing to let him go for 80 million euros. This is still a reasonable figure, given Enzo's estimated transfer value is around 74.2 million euros. Enzo Maresca did bench Enzo at the start of the season, but now admits that the midfielder has understood the system better and is playing in a variety of roles across midfield. But will Chelsea really let him go? If Madrid are serious, they need to act quickly before other clubs enter the competition. Will Enzo be part of Madrid's midfield revolution?